When we're somewhere in between, we just call me lover friend. I guess it is what it is. Hey, tell me what's going on. Yeah, girl, this may not be your favorite song. Cause baby, every week you switch up. Switch. So make up your mind and let's make love.
So, we are back from Lolo's Chicken and Waffle. And it's a 0 out of 10. No, I'll give it a 1. It's 1 out of 10. Would not recommend.
I'm not even going to go that far.
No.
I'm going to give it a 5 out of 10 for me.
Not for me.
Which is still a failing grade. And I have my reasons. Now, maybe I'm just the patient one, which we all know.
He is. Alright, let's flip this over. We get to Lolo's and find out there's going to be 9 of us dining together.
And we already knew, because us being former servers, we know this is going to be a hell of a wait.
Yeah.
And we should have kind of strategically broke it down a little bit.
So, we get there, the lady was like, it's going to be 1.5 hours to 2 hours. Okay, cool. Everybody knows, well, a lot of people know that most of the time when you go someplace, they
Always
under promise, over deliver.
Right.
So when they say, usually when me and Bruce go out, they be like, oh, it's going to be 1 hour wait. Most of the time it's like 30 minutes. It's like half the time that they usually project. They just want to manage, expectations just in case. No. This was
legit 2 hours.
It was legit 2 hours.
I'm not even
It was in between the 1 hour.
45 minutes.
Yeah, it was about 1 hour 45. So, we like, bro, this food better slap. Better be hitting on everything YouTube said it was hitting on. It better be hitting on everything the locals say it's hitting on. We get in there. The atmosphere is kind of dope. Like, it's a black-owned restaurant, which is another reason we wanted to support. The dude Lolo opened up a little house location in Arizona, I think it was, and then he spread to Nevada and a couple different other states. So we get in there, we get our drinks, we get our food orders in, everything's going smooth, we laughing, joking, having a good time. Then, when we get our food, everybody is blown away at how good the chicken is.
Chicken is phenomenal. Really, really good. The waffle. Everybody was pleased with the waffle.
The waffle was good too. They had like cinnamon, but it tastes like real cinnamon. Like they took a not cinnamon stick. Well, maybe took a cinnamon stick and like grinded it down to the powder, but a thicker consistency than powder that you buy in the store. And I always add cinnamon and vanilla to my waffles and pancake mix. So that was like spot on for me. So delicious.
Chicken gizzards.
Oh, chicken
Fire.
gizzards.
Tender, like, never had a tender chicken gizzard.
I never had a chicken gizzard that I didn't have to chew forever.
That joint was, like, I don't know if they soaked them joints in vinegar to break them down, or pineapple juice or something. Them joints were super tender, melt in your mouth. I've never had, like, a gizzard that melted in your mouth, so that was unique. And it was good, like, the seasoning, you could see the, like, red pepper flake that was in the seasoning. The chicken was seasoned in a different season, but it was still good. Though. Like,
every time we bit the chicken, we was like, this chicken good.
Chicken fire.
Take another bite.
Like,
y'all, this chicken good.
They had to do this with some shortening and some Crisco with a can and with a cast iron. So everybody was blown away by the food. The drinks
was amazing. The drinks were good, and one of their catches is that like they lean into being a black-owned establishment, so a lot of their drinks are Kool-Aid based. And even they mixed drinks are, and they were phenomenal. I had the Blue Ivy, which was like blue Kool-Aid with, I think, vodka and some kind of lemon lime soda. And it was so, so good.
And I had the Purple Saurus Rex, which is purple Kool-Aid, which everybody loves purple Kool-Aid. And gin, and I love gin. I'm a gin drinker, so that was right on my alley. It was perfect. It was, like, from here on out, like, I'm probably going to make Kool-Aid with my drinks instead of mixing other stuff, because it just blends well together. Yeah. It's the same thing.
You can control the sugar, so you can get the,
So, I don't understand. Yeah, you just put some extra additives and whatnot. But anyway, it was very good. The food was good. The drinks were good. The size, the menu was a little busy, but once you figured it out, it all worked out.
Right.
Price-wise, it wasn't super over the head hitting. I feel like we spent more money at Applebee's before, but granted, we ain't even got to that part yet.
Right. So, I think like my dish, I got 2 chicken legs and a waffle, and 1 waffle. That was like $9, and then I added a side of fruit, which I think was like $6. But it was like, for whatever reason, they're putting bananas in fruit salad
the
now.
Shit to me
Like I don't understand it.
Weird.
But it wasn't salty bananas. It wasn't brown bananas like I had at Denny's before. It was banana strawberry, and then at the bottom they had like orange. It pretty much was a whole orange that they had sliced up. So it was about a $6 bowl of fruit.
What I will say is, step your fruit salad game up. Like,
listen, especially
it's really not hard.
But this
Give me
is
a
my
grape,
thing.
please.
For people who eat fruit salad,
this is not what
like
you're expecting.
Me, it's definitely not, because I will order fruit salad anywhere I go. Now I've been leery because it's been popping up, but usually it's like I'm weird. I eat the melon, I eat the cantaloupe, I like the honeydew. There was no grapes, there were no apples, which I can understand. No blueberries. I can understand apples because they brown. So I pretty much picked around. I ate bananas like by himself, like eating a banana, and then I ate the rest of my fruit. So basically, I know y'all like, okay, everything you say sounds manageable.
Good, minus the little wait time.
But the wait time is to be expected.
It's to be expected because
it's Vegas. It's an establishment.
It's a tourist attraction.
Right. I'm about to say it's an establishment that gets a lot of buzz. So then it comes time to split the check. And in the beginning, when we walked in, the lady said, we have to ring everybody all on one check, but we can split it up to 10 ways. That's what she said, right?
Yeah.
So,
but I already knew what that meant as soon as she said that. Because whenever you got to throw that caveat out there, I already knew. I knew it, and I had the expectation the whole time that by the end of the meal, that's when everything was going to hit the fucking fan, because I knew that they wanted, the way that they wanted us to pay it was all going to be on one ticket, and they wanted us to either one person paid it, or we just give them their card, which everybody give their individual card, which
still doesn't make sense. And by the time it was all said and done, everybody was frustrated. I think I might have been the most frustrated. A lot of people was confused. They didn't know what was happening.
I don't think people were confused. I feel like, so it was 2 halves of the table. I had my friends and my cousins on this side, Brittany and her friends were on the other side. Granted, everybody was fellowshipping, talking, laughing, and joking. The thing was my cousin and his family, they're used to coming out here, and they kept it pretty simple as far as what they ordered. My brother, he, none the wiser, it don't really matter to him. And then with us, we just coming from a server background, we know how it's supposed to go. So I think our frustration more so came from is 2021. Like, what the hell is going on? Why y'all don't have a system in order to separate this when you guys market big parties?
So basically, when the guy came, he had 1 ticket on the little tray thing. We were marking who had what, because I thought he was going to be able to say, move this, move this, move this, move this, cash them out.
Yeah,
and everything else, device. Right, and everything else was going to be left. And then he would say, what did you have? Move this, move this, move this, move this, cash everybody out. I thought he was going to be able to do it that way. That's not the case.
I knew it.
He basically was adding up everything on the ticket and then saying, okay, we got to split the tax and we got to split the gratuity. So now you're doing percentage of tax and then you're doing percentages with gratuity on top of what you had.
And that's the wrong way to do it.
Right.
If you know math, you don't do it that way.
Right, because taxes is based off of each individual item.
Right.
So if you mess that up, you got somebody paying $8 in taxes, somebody else paying $3. If you don't know exactly how you do it. And he looked kind of young. So I was just like,
This is what pissed me off, though. Because when he pulls out the same iPhone calculator that I had, that's what got me mad. Because I'm just like, okay, so you're doing this on your cell phone like me. And you're doing it wrong, first off. Because my thing is, when you're doing it, you generate what your total price is for your items. And then they had the actual percentage of gratuity down there, which was 20%. Mm-hmm. So I took my total and I times it by 20%. And that's what our plus gratuity was. Now, the only thing I didn't put into it was the tax, which it didn't tell me what the sales tax was for the state or whatever the case is. Right. So, granted, we ended up, after he added it up, paying in less than what I had calculated. Because I had calculated that we were like at 67.
Right, and that's what I mean by when you do taxes, you have to calculate it a certain way to get the proper
based
number.
on what your total is on what you ordered.
Right.
So I think our total for what we ordered was like $43. Then you do the 20% sales tax. I mean, not sales tax, but gratuity tax or gratuity. And then you do whatever the sales tax is, times it by that. And then that'll generate that price.
And then if alcohol has a different tax
right, you gotta do
than regular food, you got to do that.
So at the end of the day, we shouldn't be doing this shit this way. That's what it boils down to, right?
Yes. So it
would have never been right.
I felt pissed off because we just had this amazing meal with amazing company, everybody laughing, joking, we listening to the music, vibing out, kikiing, eating, enjoying our food, and then it just puts a damper on the whole experience, because now I gotta sit here and put my daggone green sun visor on and become an accountant, and everybody had to do that, and it feels low budget to me.
Super low budget.
Y'all know us by now. We bougie when it comes to a lot of things in life. And calculating
we make fun of people doing this shit all the time.
All the time. But the
thing
thing about it is, everybody who was in a big party had to do that.
And that's what makes the place take so long to turn over tables.
Yes. And it's also, I felt bad for this little server dude. He had to be like 18, or he might have been older than that. He couldn't have been no more than 25. But he's sitting here like, he don't know whether we're going to be an angry mob of black people. Like, he don't know what's going to happen. And he's sitting here trying to move and flip tables and tread lightly when you shouldn't even be putting your employees through this. As a server, I would have quit. I would have quit. I wouldn't have worked at this job because I cannot do this every day, day in and day out when it comes to tech. I would have to find somewhere else to work.
See, the thing is they're used to parties coming in that's all families, and it'd be one head of the house or someone who just pays the tab. That would have all worked had that been the case, but they gotta be. It gotta be people coming in with multiple groups of people now, because this is the biggest tourist attraction in the U.S. right now because of COVID. So it's plenty of time. I know that they're getting plenty of tables where it's this group, this group, this group, and they're all together. So you split your checks 4 ways. If you don't have a system that can split it up 4 ways, then you guys are running a shit show of an establishment.
And it's crazy because as a business owner, even as a person who watch commercials, there are systems out there for you to be able to do this. Clover, which is the system that we use at a shop that I used to work at, they do it. You can get a POS system that they don't charge you for, because pretty much you're going to be paying it in service fees. And a lot of people don't want to do systems and stuff like that because of the service fees attached. But build the service fee into your menu item price, or put a service tax at the end and just put what it's there for. And or you got it's like Clover, they got a Square one. It's all kinds of apps that you can use, or things for businesses like that you could use, that people just be trying to cut corners and get. It's a tax write-off if you do use them, or you can build that service price into your pricing. It really put a damper on the day. By the time we finished doing all the math, we had $30 left on the tab, and I pretty much like showed my whole behind. I just threw $30 on the table, $35 on the table, and was like, I'm ready to go. I'll be outside. Because I couldn't. After everything that's happened since we've been here, I feel like, I told y'all earlier, this is the trip where we fighting to have a good time.
Fighting for our happiness.
And the best part of this trip to me was perusing the casinos yesterday with your brother and his friend, winning, and Hell's Kitchen. If I can take all those moments and keep multiplying them, which we have 2 more days? We got Saturday and Sunday, and we leave Monday. So we got 2 more days to make this trip happen. And it's going to start right now.
We're not having a bad trip or anything. It's
no, not at all.
Shit keeps happening that just is unacceptable. Pretty much.
Especially, like I say, for the amount
of money that we're spending.
And I know it's people who come to Vegas and ball out of control because they can ball out of control. But we literally been planning this trip since February, and basically put ourselves on personal payment plans to be able to do a lot of things that we want to do. And it's just like, small situations and service is what's bothering me. Even down to the service here when it came to checking in and being, you know, an hour and something late checking into the hotel. You gotta give me something for that. Y'all gonna make it back. There's people down the stairs right now losing all their savings gambling in y'all machines.
Losing their marriage.
Credit me something somewhere.
And I'm not even trying to get nothing for free, but it's just like, this is supposed to be the hospitality center of America, like, literally. It's supposed to be a first-class experience all the way. If it's not first class, then you gotta make the customer happy. And I don't even believe in the customer's always right type shit. But it ain't that we're not right. It's that you guys ain't shit right now. So you gotta basically prove to me that y'all are worth it.
And the crazy part is, I keep going back to Popsy and the whole Cosmo situation. Like, when you're dealing with situations like this, because of the time that we're in, you never know who you dealing with. And I've always been, you know, I treat the CEO and the janitor with the same respect. Like, you just don't know who can have enough pull to leave a bad taste in a lot of people's mouths about your establishment. And especially if it be a black-owned establishment that got a lot of buzz. Like, if you type in Lolo's Chicken and Waffles on YouTube or Google, a lot of people review it and it's going to pop up. So they get a lot of traffic. But that was just unacceptable to me.
And I'm not mad at the service. I'm not mad at the food.
No.
I'm not mad at the building. I'm not mad at
I'm mad at whoever was the owner, whoever had the deciding factor on what system they use. I don't know if you ever worked in a restaurant before, because a lot of people open restaurants haven't never worked in restaurants. Or a lot of people don't understand the business end of a business. They understand the service end of a business. That's just, no. I'm done. I don't even want to talk about it no more.
Yep, so
we're about
enjoying the rest of our trip.
Yeah, we're about to waiting on my friends to come back from the dispensary, because we don't participate in those kind of activities.
Because we're Christians.
Shut up. It's just like, we never got into smoking, we never got into weed, but to each its own. And then we're going to visit the Mod Museum, and then we're going to visit Area 51. And tonight we're going to hit the Strip, probably get on the high roller. No, we're going to get on the high roller, and I want to play a couple more slots and see if I can win some more monies.
All right, well, we're off our soapbox.